in this fortunate place of having 4 secretariats represented here today. Susan, thank you for pulling off that one. But I'll start with this question. Give us a peek into the dynamic of the cabinet, if you would. Let us into the meetings that happen. Is it a team of rivals? Is it a discussion where Secretary Beaton faces off with Secretary Pollack on issues of environment versus transportation? Is it Governor Baker, who is considered to be the smartest man in Massachusetts, dominating the discussion? So tell us, give us an example of what goes on in those meetings.
The 3 of us, 4 of us represented, the 3 of us will be going back to Boston, and today at 2:30 we will go into our cabinet meeting. So Friday afternoons at 2:30 we are in cabinet for 2 to 3 hours. Clearly for me it's the best 2 to 3 hours of the week, because it's an opportunity for all of us to get together and share what's happened during the week and get prepared for the next week, and really work with a guy who is very engaging. So a couple of things I'll share with you quickly. Any basketball players in the room? So I've played basketball all my life, never been seriously injured. Here's the secret. When you go on the basketball court, you look at the 9 other people on the court and you say, which one is most likely to hurt me? And you stay away from that person. I've carried that philosophy into my professional life, and when I go into a room, I look around the room and I say, which one of these people is likely to be the one that I don't want to associate with? And I try to stay away from that person. For 6 months I have been going to cabinet meetings, and I haven't been able to figure out who that person is. Now, for those of you who watch the movie Rounders, you'll know that the beginning of the movie says, if you can't figure out who the fish at the table is, maybe you're the fish. Well, I'm hoping that I'm not the one. But I have to tell you that there's a spirit of collegiality that exists. The governor starts it off. I have, at the last cabinet meeting, I stopped the cabinet meeting after the governor had said another in a long line of things the governor said, and I wrote down one word and I expressed it to everybody else. The governor is a populist. And as a populist, he has us all talking about how we can serve people. He has us talking about the importance of public policy and people as opposed to politics and personalities. And it trickles down to the rest of us. And so we've developed a real strong relationship, and the working relationship in the cabinet is such that we can have a real back and forth with the governor where he values the opinions that we offer and helps to define what it is that we hope to accomplish. Very rare has the governor said, no, I think I want you to go in a totally different direction. Instead, what he says is, that's an interesting idea. Help me understand why you're thinking that way, and have you thought about A, B, and C along the way? So it's like we have another partner for each of our secretaries in the governor and the lieutenant governor, and as a result, the working relationship that he has fostered, she has enhanced, has really been a very powerful relationship.
I agree with everything Jay said. The other thing that I would say is, you know, the governor and lieutenant governor have made it clear that they consider collaboration across the secretariats as something that they expect of each of us. And so in addition to spending Friday afternoon in cabinet meetings, we spend a lot of time with each other in other contacts. So in the last few weeks, Secretary Walker and I have met to talk about both the pre-apprenticeship program and also the factory that CNR will be building in Springfield to build the new red and orange line cars, and how we can do a better job of making sure that we've done the workforce development we need so when those jobs are advertised, our folks are going to be able to get those jobs. And Secretary Ash and I sit every few weeks, usually before 7 a.m. or after 7 p.m., sadly, and have a sort of a running list of projects that cross our 2 secretariats to make sure that we are connected, and as frequently as we can. We also sit with Secretary Beaton and do the same thing. So it's not just the cabinet, it's the sense that we all have that the other secretaries are our colleagues, and that our ongoing activities not only involve working within our secretariats, but more fundamentally involve working across the secretariats, and there are a lot of opportunities to do that.
Thank you.
Said one quick thing. I agree with everything that's been said thus far, and I just want to highlight, based on your question, one element of it that's been great and has created a great working environment across the secretariats, and it's that level of cooperation and collegiality that exists that has been stressed from the top down, from the governor. He has asked us and tasked us with, for this to work, and this being the cabinet, it is incumbent upon all of us to take the initiative to work with each other, not view each other as adversaries or competing for a certain amount of bond cap space or budget space. Or, yeah, it's all hers, so we just all gave up. So. But it's actually, looking at the greater vision at what the governor is trying to accomplish across the entire state government. And while he very well is likely the smartest person in the room at the cabinet meetings, you would never know it. He is very engaging and likes to be challenged and likes the counterpoint, and is oftentimes recognizes and accepts that counterpoint. And he's very open-minded, open to discussion, wants to hear from his secretaries, and it really creates an incredibly healthy environment for a sharing of ideas, amongst secretaries, but even with the governor, and it's a great back and forth and a very, very open dialogue.